Peanut M&Ms.
Oh,
not bad. Oh, I'm jealous.
One of my
Those are so
favorite
good.
candies, peanut M&Ms.
I might agree with you.
A little part of me is, and you tell me if this is crazy, because like normally when you're a kid, you have this weird idea of like what's good for you and not good for you. But I can't shake this. I feel that peanut M&Ms are good for me.
They got peanuts in them.
Yeah.
You think they're good?
I do have that feeling, like vaguely, and even I catch myself having it, and I go, "What are you talking about?" And then I still have it. I can't shake it.
Yeah. It's like, there's protein, and it's a healthy.
Well,
you would take it on a trail if you're hiking.
I'm gonna go get another one.
Oh God!
What are you saying, Mike?
He's going to get more. He just left the show to get more. The show hasn't even started, and he left the show. This isn't right.
To end the show.
Right.
To play us out? Are you playing us out with M&Ms?
No, I just haven't got another bag.
Oh,
God,
Mike,
what kind of bags are these?
Like the fun size, the tiny ones.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I love fun. All right, let's get started.
Kids
I
still have
independently
them.
came up with the same joke as Jerry Seinfeld about fun-size candy bars.
Oh, yeah?
Like how as a kid, how insulting that idea is. They're trying to sell you that this thing is fun. And in fact, it's a smaller candy bar, which is, of course, less fun.
Yeah, what's fun about that?
Yeah, there's nothing fun about a smaller candy bar. And then I even came up with the same addendum to the joke, which is that the best size is king size. Because then you're like a king. You get all the candy you want. Anyway.
Well, that's fun, though.
Well, congratulations to you and Jerry Seinfeld.
I told my friend that joke, and he said, Jerry Seinfeld does that exact same bit. And I think every time that happens, I think people think Dan was trying to steal that, but I wasn't.
Sure. We all believe you.
Welcome back.
All right, let's get started. God damn it.
Yep.
I'll move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
God damn it, Scott.
Mike,
Welcome back to the I don't care. I'm just going to go. Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute. This is the podcast where we review and discuss and ignore Dan in favor of the film Caddyshack 1 minute at a time. I am Tom Taylor, and I'm joined by Mike DiMaria.
Yeah, I just had 2 fun-size packages of peanut M&Ms and a Capri Sun.
You're fun.
Oh my God. Mike, just so you know, is 12 years old.
Sleeping in the tent tonight out back.
Yeah. I'll be just leave the back door open so I come and get some snacks. It's good.
Big basket of M&Ms right by the back door. Dan Lewis is here too. Dan, what are you eating?
A lot of times I not eating anything. I'm having a little a sparkling water right now.
Oh, very nice.
A lot of times I'll have a brandy or something like that.
What
having a
brand
regular
of sparkling water?
I do
What
the
brand of
Perrier
sparkling
because of
water?
the I can buy them. They got I like the little 8-ounce cans. They have these thin 8-ounce cans.
Oh yeah.
I like the smaller
Slender
serving
cans.
size.
Yeah. I gave my son some margarita mix yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He saw these
What'd
two
you mix?
big green bottles of margarita mix. He's like, what is that? I'm like, well, it's like, you mix it with alcohol and it makes an adult drink. He's like, well, can you just drink it like this without the alcohol? I'm like, I don't know. I've never really tried.
The
Should we
ones
try
in
it?
the little paper box. Or
No, it was like a big. It was from Costco, so it was like a big,
the hell
huge plastic
Wait a minute,
bottle.
Let's dissect this.
Yeah.
I
What
was
the
in
hell are
middle
you
of a
doing?
story.
What the hell are you doing that you're going to go get these big industrial size bottles of margarita mix?
Tom carves through so many drinks that he needs to save money on his margarita mix.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
No, we got it's summertime, so it's hot out. So I've been excited about icy blended beverages, and this is exactly how I go through any kind of grown up drinks. I'll go to the grocery store. I'll be like, oh, tequila. That's something that people enjoy sometimes, right? And I'll grab a bottle of tequila. What goes with tequila? Oh, look at this, Captain Morgan margarita mix. It's got the picture of the tequila I
Jesus,
just bought.
that's disgusting.
You buy some limes and just do it yourself. And
Yeah, you're supposed to
I
make
love
that.
that.
the whole
This
point.
is baby
How
steps.
many drinks do you have to have a week before it starts to make the cost savings from the bulk margarita mix it doesn't cut into your vacation
And you know,
budget or
like
whatever it is.
how quickly that puts a hole in your stomach? That acidic margarita mix too.
Carves right
No,
through
this
it.
is the Kirkland stuff is all made by fairy dust and no high fructose corn
Well,
syrup.
you
and
did,
it's-
He gets
but
Dow
Dan-
Chemical brand.
But
Yeah.
Tom does this because I remember when we both went through the White Russian stage. Remember?
yeah.
And you'd buy
Thanks
the
to the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, and you'd buy the big. You'd have the milk and the cream and
Is it Kahlua in
the
there?
Kahlua and the vodka.
Yeah, I think it's got Kahlua and vodka
Yeah.
and cream is an absolutely vile drink. That is.
No, I liked
So
it.
fantastic.
I loved it.
I liked it a lot.
Because it coats your stomach on the way down.
You know what I like about it? It
coats your
tastes
stomach
exactly
all
the
right.
way it looks.
I made the mistake one time of ordering a Black Russian, and that just tore me up inside. That's a White Russian without the white.
Yeah. Turns out you do go back.
I don't get it. That's the Black Russian is a line in 48 Hours, which I have to admit I have never seen.
You've never seen
I've never
48
seen 48
Hours?
Hours. No. I've
I
seen pieces of it.
saw it, I think, several years ago and very much felt that it had not held up well at all.
No.
I suspect that it's very much a film of its time and that,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have the same effect.
I saw that in the
but
theater.
I never saw it, so who knows?
I saw that in the theater when it came out as a little kid. And like me and
Oh, wow.
like this kid's I went with this kid and his dad just dropped us off there and got us in. It's a rated R movie.
Yeah. It's very violent.
Yeah.
Walter Hill.
Nudity, Mike, you recall
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, there is because there's a strip club
Oh.
scene.
That's right. Yeah, Nolte hangs out there.
Reggie. And then there
Well,
was-
I'll put that on the
I
list.
was
stand by
Beverly
White
Hills
to
Russian
see
being
that.
a very gross drink, but
no.
that's all
I
right.
enjoy it.
I enjoyed it too.
All right, you and me, Mike.
stand
We're the
corrected.
same.
So wait a minute. So it was so you didn't have to mix it. You just poured it over some ice for your son.
Oh, yeah, I poured a little bit into a glass. I'm like, should I try it or do you want to try it? He's like, well, you try it. And I was about to try it. He's like, no, I'll try it. And he took a sip, and his eyes just lit. He's like, this is good.
Oh boy.
This is really good. Can I have a whole glass of it? I'm like,
taste.
all right, sure. It's basically like, really sweet lemonade or something. And it's green,
It's
so
a
it's exciting.
concentrate. You're supposed to cut it
Yeah, it's
with
weird.
something.
God,
yeah.
that is, by the way, I'm sorry, but that is another great Kids in the Hall sketch. Girl Drink Drunk. You see that one?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I think we
it's
talked
the
about
best.
that before.
You never,
I quote
did
that
we talk about it?
constantly. I think I just remember I quoted there's one line from that I quote almost every day, where Kevin McDonald, who's the boss who got him sent down the girl drink drunk path in the first place, is like,
Come
I
on.
can't help think that's partially my fault, but I refuse to apologize.
It's great. Yeah, they go out there. They go out for lunch. He's like, "I'm sorry, I don't drink." And he's, "Come on, get a daiquiri. It's a girl drink." And he gets
Chocolate
that
choo choo.
chocolate choo-choo. And he's all holed up in his office in the closet with like a blender and a halved out coconut. No, oh my God, it's the best.
That's a fantastic show.
That's one of my favorite ideas ever for a sketch.
Hey, I don't
What
think
is-
I've done the.
I was going to
I
say,
don't think I've done
give
the-
us the bookends.
Yeah, I haven't done the bookends. We're talking about Caddyshack, you guys. This is minute 84 of Caddyshack, which begins with Ty putting as some caddies spy from the bushes, and it ends with Spaulding looking like maybe he's going to pick his nose, but we don't know. How can we know that?
We don't know yet.
What are the odds?
We don't know yet. I could put some
Yeah.
money on it though.
If you want, I mean,
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. That's the next minute.
That's the next minute.
Yeah.
Next minute, goddamn.
Okay.
Okay, Pookie.
Okay, Boogie. I don't know I barely know what to say about this minute because I don't know what happens in it.
Well, Motormouth,
Ty putts
Motormouth gets all
successfully.
excited when he sinks that putt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's
Motormouth
jumping
is
up and down
lovely.
like a crazy person.
Yeah.
He like is egging
Yeah.
a putt on.
Yeah. So it seems like Ty is doing really well, but Rodney is doing terribly, apparently.
Yeah, I think
He's all upset and dejected.
Ty is carrying him with his great golfing.
Yeah.
Zen style.
Right. He even takes time out to put his arm around Judge Smales and blow in his ear a little bit,
Yeah.
which he would have fully accepted had it been from Dr. Beeper, as he expected. But then when he realizes that it's Ty, he is
He
irate.
thinks it's his buddy.
Yeah.
I've always loved the big divot like the way the music stops and that divot just flies with silence through the air.
Yeah.
I've always loved that.
Now, does having a huge divot like that necessarily mean that you've done terribly? Like, couldn't the ball still go where you wanted it to?
When the divot is that large, I think there's basically no way that you've done a good job.
Okay.
Because how could you possibly have controlled where the ball is going or anything?
Yeah, but it could work out. I mean, you've hit the ball very hard, or at least, it's not sitting where it was anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that is good. I do like the way the music just cuts out. And this is the minute where the music is very Love Boat. It's very like strings and everything's okay.
It does have a good transition though, Tom, when it goes into a bit of a Mission Impossible, or no, it's a James Bondish theme.
Oh, yeah.
That's happening, and then the music kind of swings back into the Love Boat thing when they transition out of the scene of Bill Murray making the plastic explosive.
Right.
It's a nice little touch there, and kind of an example of what good scoring can do for a movie. And a big shout out to Johnny Mandel on that one.
So are you gonna set up that pool again this year, Tom, in the backyard?
I already did. Come on over.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that time again. It's been that long. You got that pool up?
Yeah.
How about a new video? You should do it every year.
We could do that.
You should do that every year. And you got to get do you have an extension cord for that blender to get it outside?
Why, you want to throw it in while I'm in the pool?
I'm saying you got the margarita mix, you need the blender on the porch.
Greetings from Taylor Island. Surf's up. Yeah, I'll do that. It'll be good. I'll find a Hawaiian shirt.
All right. Have a luau.
Turn my backyard into a little oasis. Little getaway.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Maybe we'll do a get together. We'll see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
I think we missed Caddyshack, by the way.
No.
We're all supposed to go see Caddyshack at the Music Box. I think we missed it.
When is it?
It was like last week. Might be tomorrow. No, I think it was last week. I couldn't have gone
I'm not
anyway.
going to go sit. I'm not going to sit there and watch it at the theater. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, come on. We got lives. Yeah.
But I just think it would have been fun if you stood up and they were having, obviously there's some level of Q&A involved, right?
I'm not sure.
This is just a movie. They're just showing it.
But I thought it was is it
just
still funny and they're going to have a discussion or something?
Oh, yeah. Right.
No, I think that was just like the sort of
that was the
framework of the series.
Yeah, that makes it different. I mean, it'd be one thing if like let's say Brian Doyle Murray were there or something, right?
Oh my
and they
God,
were doing the Q&A, and you stood up and you go, Mike DeMaria from the Caddyshack Minute. I'd like to ask a question, and then they stop you, of course, and they ask you what is that Caddyshack Minute, and you explain, I do a podcast. That would be great, and they would get a huge kick out of it, and we'd have it on tape.
They have you arrested.
Please just let me ask my question there, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, I have a press card in my hat. Please.
What do you think about the latest revelations with Flynn and the Russians? Yeah.
Mr. Murray, do you refuse to answer?
I guess nobody's going to that then.
No, missed it.
Yeah, that's all right. I've seen Caddyshack.
All right.
And so is everyone here.
Do it. I didn't do that.
We're getting close to that. We're getting close to the climactic scene here. We
are getting close, guys.
We are. How many minutes are in this movie? How much do we have
99.
left? That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what? We're getting close to the end of our journey here.
We're getting really close to the end of our journey.
We need to stop and really take stock in this. Like we've gone on we finally did something, Tom.
Me?
No,
or
we
us?
did. We finally did something.
You and I.
Yeah.
We did a project.
Yeah, we finally did a project and it's nearing completion. What we started maybe 15 years ago, where we tried to get down to CLTV to learn how to use the equipment at the studio, and we decided to go have a bagel instead.
Yeah, we learned how to eat a bagel instead.
We might actually finish a project and maybe start another one right on the heels of this one.
Yeah.
I think we should bail. I think we should end at like minute 92 or something.
Get out while it gets.
Never announce anything. Just like stop.
Just start a minute and just do like a 5-minute episode. Just go. You know what? feel like
And just pull the plug on it,
Yeah.
but do it silently where we don't tell anybody in the listener's hole that we're just done.
right.
And we just
Yeah.
stop uploading and we stop answering their questions on, in the hole, and we just slowly back away from this thing.
Just back away.
Get to bed at a reasonable
And
hour.
it'll be legendary. And in 50 years, everyone will be trying to find the lost episodes.
And then we show up one day.
No!
Yeah.
Triumphant return.
21 years.
And it's like everybody's just sitting there, and all of a sudden their phones start vibrating 20 years later. A new
It's
episode.
minute 93.
A new episode.
New episode. They find us on top of
That's
a
just
mountain
in.
somewhere.
Yeah.
That was the old me.
Yeah.
The new me wants to live in
Roger.
peace.
We're talking in
Go back.
codes. 0-9er. Roger.
Foxtrot.
0,
Lima.
9er,
Yeah.
junkyard dog, flash funk.
Hoss
Who's
fun.
high pitch?
Porn in the woods. The porn is in the woods.
Yeah. I'm calling.
The porn is playing us out.
I'm receiving
There are
you
no
from
words on the porn.
Base Camp 4 on Kilimanjaro.
Moscow is on the Hudson.
Yeah. 0-9er.
Prepare your VCR.
Yeah, white Bronco is driving southward down the 405.
It's all crackly.
Baba
It's all,
Booey to y'all.
it's all crackly like some sort of a broadcast from a different dimension.
One small
Yeah.
step
Yeah.
for man, one giant leap for mankind.
He fucked that up, didn't he?
What do you mean?
Yeah, he's
He
supposed
says like
to
one
say
small step for man,
one
but he's
small
supposed to say
step for
a man.
man.
Yeah, dummy.
So he screwed it. It was very
Hi,
important.
I'm Neil Armstrong.
This is very important. It's a very important example of importance of conjunctions and articles.
Mhm.
And he picked a very bad time to talk like a caveman. One small step for man, one giant step mankind.
Well, for his defense, he was on the moon and was
Yeah,
kind of like
he's a little distracted.
bouncing up and down in the low gravity.
Could have written that down though.
Did you ever
Write it
see
off a
that?
little card.
You ever see that clip? I think it was Buzz Aldrin that gets hounded by these like InfoWars type guys that would show up at his appearances
truthers?
and just like scream at him about the moon landing being fake. And you see that one where he lays.
Oh my God.
You see the one where he lays the guy out.
No.
He socks him. Oh, I'll post it.
Oh, it's
Wow.
Yeah, he
Oh,
socks
that's
him.
awesome.
The guy
That's great.
he's
To the moon.
he's like walking to his appearance,
moon,
and the guy's
Alice.
haranguing him. He just socks him.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I'll post
Because
it.
he got too close to the truth.
I feel like
anxious.
if my name was Buzz, every once in a while I'd just sock somebody for when
Except
they
to
really
buzz somebody
deserved it.
around the jaw.
Smack.
Yeah, you got buzzed.
You got buzzed, buddy.
How's,
You a little buzz.
how's that feel,
on the side of your
son?
head. I have a question for people who think that the moon landing was faked.
Yeah.
Do they think that all of the entire space program was faked? Like, do they think that we went to space and did orbits and stuff like that?
I suppose
Do they think there's a space station right now?
like a
Or
lot
do
of
they think that's fake?
like a lot of conspiracy theories. If I'm gonna try to answer this, like a lot of conspiracy theories, there's a range of different beliefs you could have based on because the central driving force of all of them, right, is less to do with facts and logic and more to do with an emotional need to have a certain position that's
Yeah.
outside. So like you don't have to tie it to any particular set of beliefs. So one person can believe that we just faked that one part of it because we were racing the Russians, and another part can choose to believe that all of it's, there's always a range. It goes this way with the flat earthers too.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, I actually sat down to try to read something like a flat Earth Society explanation of how the Earth is flat. Just like, okay, like a lot of people believe this apparently. So what could possibly be their case? And I read about 3 paragraphs. I was like, oh my God, it's like a kindergarten book. It's like
Well, I don't think
insane.
a
It's
lot
like-
of people still believe that. I think it's just a term used for anybody who believes in a conspiracy theory.
Well,
No, but there are societies and
and
stuff
it's
that are
growing
like,
now.
yeah,
It's growing again. Mike's right. Obviously,
we're all
there's not a
done.
lot of people. I guess it just depends on what you mean by a lot of people. Do
More than 5.
Do 50,000 people worldwide believe it? Probably, at least. I don't know.
it's madness.
I would
But
like to
then-
know.
But what if they're right?
Well,
I think there are a lot of flat Earth agnostics, and these people occasionally make it. These people are occasionally famous. and they'll just be like, I don't know, I don't, look, I'm not a scientist, I don't know, and it just goes to show like how like wedge things work and how seeds of doubt can be sown in society for things like, and what it actually matters is with the climate change.
Right. Well, here's another way to look at it. So you have all these conspiracy theories from the moon landing, 9/11, whatever. You got all these. Now, obviously, they're all crackpots. But one of them's got to be right, though, right?
No, none of them. No, what do you mean one of
them?
What
but the odds are. But the odds are everybody looks at everything in history and says, well, that everybody will find something to say that. Well, that's fake. That's a conspiracy theory, and they're all they're wrong.
Well, there are occasionally some having to do with like secret government programs that later on they find out had more validity than people thought they did, but they never match what these people believe, and it's
right. But
they're always off the deep end.
I mean,
and conspiracies exist, but we know about them because they like the Lincoln assassination was a conspiracy. We know about it, because you find out about it because it's impossible to keep a secret. You can't keep a secret; it's not possible.
Right. It's so time undoes all secrets.
Right. And anyone and what's has it been Ben Franklin for two people to keep a secret, one of them has to be dead.
Yeah, I always thought he said. Didn't he always also say never eat spinach? Don't eat spinach with a stranger.
Don't eat spinach with a stranger. He was selling. That was when he was selling recliners.
That was like an Art Van commercial from Detroit.
No, I just mean like any of the ones that you just mentioned are ones that like literally cannot possibly be true.
Right.
For the reason that like 185 professional people have to keep it a secret. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that.
It's like the Shining movie, Room 237, whatever.
Yeah, Room 237.
It's so incredible. And you're watching it, you're like, okay, this is absolutely nuts. I know this is nuts. But then you're like, Jesus Christ, it kind of makes sense. I can kind of see like there's evidence of what the guy is saying.
Yeah.
That like it could work. Like, oh, there is an Indian on that can, and it's positioned in just a way that can't be an accident. Oh my God.
Well,
there's a spaceship on that kid's sweater.
The Apollo. The Apollo, and he's launching himself down the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very powerful. It's got
the truth can now be told.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know that I sound like I'm being very dismissive of these types of conspiracy theories, and that's all I have to say.
Hey, you know what creeps me out? And I've never heard anyone talk about this. What was his name? Felt. Deep
Mark
Throat.
Felt.
What was his name?
Oh, yeah,
Mark Felt?
Yeah.
They had all those tapes, like Nixon's White House tapes from, that I guess they got released over the course of Watergate or something, but it was like hours and hours of stuff.
Yeah.
And you can find it all on YouTube. And he's talking very casually about, Felt was talking to the papers. Like they knew who he was the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
They're talking very casually about how he's like a leak to the Washington Post.
Huh.
It's very
I didn't
weird.
know that.
No one ever talks
But
about
that was
that.
kept a secret.
From the public,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
but not forever.
Right.
Yeah, didn't
So
last.
secrets can be kept, but like Dan said, not time undoes all secrets.
Exactly.
In Spanish.
But the
That's why
greatest
the Clintons have
presidential,
had to take out so many people.
yeah. But the greatest,
In order to keep
greatest
secrets, they've had to
presidential,
kill like 85 people.
the greatest presidential tapes was Lyndon Johnson talking to his tailor.
Yeah, about his balls hanging out.
Yeah, about how he wants his pants tailored from nutsack to his bunghole.
The nutsack to the bunghole.
It's like I'm riding a wire fence.
Like this is
I
one
think
of the,
nutsack and bunghole were the names of a couple of his beagles too.
yeah. This guy was navigating the Civil Rights
Ladybird
Bill.
bunghole.
Yeah. This guy was navigating the Civil Rights Act, and he gets on the phone with his tailor, and he turns into a slack-jawed yokel.
It does, man. Those tapes are amazing.
Yeah,
you
we'll
hear him
post
just going on like ultra casually, like he's had a million conversations about his bunghole in a very, very
He's probably on the toilet while he's on the phone.
straightforward, non-emotional, non-funny way about his tailor's important work of working around the bunghole.
Boy,
So
that's-
He knows what he needs. He's talking to a professional.
That's right. You know where that's right up there. I'd put that on par with the Pat O'Brien tapes.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, Pat O'Brien.
Get some Coke.
Crazy.
So, some of the greatest tapes. That's up there. That and the Mel Gibson tapes.
Oh my God.
Those are
some really
brutal.
good
The Mel
ones.
Gibson tapes.
Oh, but they're
I love secret tapes when those come out, man. It's like opening a present at Christmas.
it's like
From the universe to you.
It's like a present for everyone, and it's secret tapes of someone just going bananas. Oh.
Now, what if one day someone just brought you into a room and played a secret tape of you, you at your worst? What would you hear?
I assume that's going to happen.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
It would be
right?
bad. I tell you right now, a lot of it would
Like
be.
the Andy Warhol maxim is going to be amended to be like, you're not just famous for 15 minutes, you're exploited and your privacy is invaded publicly for at least 15 minutes.
Your bunghole and your nutsack are famous for 15 minutes each.
Yeah, they're riding a wire fence.
I love that.
That's not exactly what he says, but he says something like that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's good. Nutsack and bunghole.
Should be the title of this episode.
Oh, okay.
Please don't.
Go ahead. See if I care.
Yeah.
I don't think Rodney knows how to keep score of golf. He's got strange markings all over his card.
I think those
It
are
looks to
stunt
me
hands.
like a shaded, like he's trying to do a shaded drawing of a face or something like it.
Yeah, like color by numbers.
I think those are.
But yeah, I do. I think I agree, Mike. Those are not Rodney's
Yeah,
hands.
I think those are stand-in, Sam. Very overly dramatic.
It's a hand actor.
It's like a hand. It's like a reading, like a hand reading.
Best
of the
hands in the
scene.
business.
Get me Spike Turlington, the hand.
Not Turlington. He's busy. He's working on 3 pictures right now.
I said Spike Turlington.
I'll get him on the horn.
What movie is that
I'm
from?
not using Rodney's hands, for God's sake.
What movie is that from?
I don't know.
Because we're inventing like the world's
shit
most
up.
famous hand artist.
Not everything's a movie.
Hand
Well, that was from
actor.
Seinfeld, though, wasn't it? Wasn't George at one time?
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was like a hand model.
There's a bit like that in Zoolander.
Oh, yeah. That's
David
right.
Duchovny was a hand model. Yeah.
Spike Turlington played, I believe he played the thing. He played Thing.
That's right.
Right.
Adam West died. That's too bad.
Yeah. Adam West.
Speaking of
my
the
favorite
Thing.
Batman.
60s television. Absolutely.
The best
Not gonna do
Batman.
The Batman.
He's not going to do the Batusi anymore.
No.
No,
More Batu.
not in this astral plane.
Love it.
Who's your favorite Joker then? Caesar Romero?
Maybe.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I have a favorite Joker.
Oh, I'll tell you who my favorite Joker is. Ted fucking Knight. That's my favorite Joker. He was the Joker on Super Friends.
Well, he was the voice of.
Oh, Ted Knight. My favorite Joker, too,
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Definitely. Can't believe
Was it Super Friends or was it the Batman cartoon? Anyway, that whole era of stuff. He was like the announcer and he was the Joker. Meanwhile, in the Hall of
Oh,
Justice,
that's right. Meanwhile, as the ship comes
I'll
in,
see you two on the golf course.
I want you to kill every golf on the course.
Put that steering wheel on the right side.
Where it belongs. Hey, you notice when Dr. Beeper is hitting out of the sand trap, behind him is Spaulding just randomly hammering something with the club
Yeah.
in the background, just kind of idly
years
doing
old.
dumb things.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, to echo that, when they're at the little, hot dog stand there, you've got what's his name, Lyle Mitchell.
Lyle Mitchell?
You got Lyle Mitchell laying there with his, burgundy pants, just doing random kind of. They like to portray these dumb guys almost in this almost like they're those creatures at the beginning of 2001. Just like
That's what they look like.
smack it open a
Neanderthal, man.
skull.
Yeah.
Yeah. You expect Rodney's divot to travel into space and become a space station.
spaceship. Yeah.
Neanderthal, man.
Yeah.
Stop calling me that.
Is it Neanderthal or Neanderthal?
Oh.
You always say Neanderthal. You've said it several times on the show, and I don't know that's
before,
wrong, but I want it to be wrong.
Because we had a social studies teacher who was also the freshman football coach, and he was a little off.
Oh.
But he seemed to know his stuff when it came to social studies. And used to always say Neanderthal.
Neanderthal.
Huh.
Neanderthal.
Can't argue with your teacher.
Yeah.
I think we said this when we met Maggie for the first time at this outdoor, like snack bar thing. I'd love to be there. It looks so great. That makes me want to golf.
Yeah. If I could just hang out there.
You do your first 9 holes or whatever, and then you stop at this beautiful sunlit, shady place.
Mm-hmm. Have a nice icy Coke and maybe a hot dog with mustard on it.
Yeah. And she's even serving coffee. That sounds great.
That would be good to spruce it back up with a coffee at that point.
Yeah. That'd be really great. It does look
nice.
I'd just bring a book.
I think I went golfing once. And that was the best part of it, that you could stop for like a beer or something, There's like this sort of sitting around.
I just like the golf carts.
Like a great deal.
All right, so listen, I was talking to a coworker of mine who's from Michigan, Dan, but his wife is from our area, neck of the woods, and his wife went to Cranbrook. Okay, mm-hmm. So he went home. He went back to her high school reunion this weekend. So he was at Cranbrook. Now his father-in-law is a member at. He went and played golf this weekend at Oakland Hills Country Club. So we were talking about the country club. So I was asking him. I go, "How much is it over there to become a member?" He goes, "I don't know if it's." He goes, "I don't know if it's that much per." I think he says it's like maybe like $2,000 a month, right, to be a member. But he says it's that initial fee that you pay at the beginning that's massive, like a couple $100,000 or something. But he goes, "But you get that back." I go, "What do you mean you get that back?" He goes, "It's like, I guess you build equity when you're a member of a golf club. I mean, like a country club." He said that you pay into it, and then when you sell it or give it to another person, when you leave it and you give it to a new member, you collect the equity out of it.
Right.
So it's kind of, he says, so his father-in-law looks at it like almost owning property, it's like he has this. I have my condo and I have my country club membership.
Got my rocket car.
So we need to figure that out. So there's way to get it's an investment.
Yeah. I see.
But how long would that take?
I don't know.
I don't get
pushing up daisies. I don't get how money works.
But I think you keep it like in the family, and that's the whole point. But the point is, that's a big, because you keep it in the family, and then eventually if you need to, you sell it.
Yeah, it's like worth an enormous amount of money. Or then just my luck though. When I go in, get out a loan and everything, and then there's going to be a golf country club membership bubble's going to burst.
Yeah,
and I'll be sitting on a toxic asset.
Hey, worry about it poolside.
Trying to short it, trying to sell long and short it. There's a lot of fireworks going on. What happens if you join? Because I think the Golden State Warriors just won the NBA championship.
Well, that must be it then.
What's that?
So if you are hearing some fireworks now, that I realize that is what is happening.
Congratulations, Dan. Your team has won. And now that means that you've, elevated to the next level of, feeling good about yourself.
I don't know what any of that means. What were we going to say, Mike?
I don't know either. No, Dan, people get upset about this stuff, and I don't get it. I
don't care at all.
Okay. I'm not making fun. I'm thinking of other friends of mine who care deeply, and I don't understand it. Like they get mad, they get angry, they get mad at the Tigers. They fucked it up. What were they doing?
The Tigers annoy the shit out of me with this. And also Mike and I are going to be old men by the time they're good again. We'll be 70.
Yep.
I wish I understood. Actually, I'm glad I don't.
No, you're better off.
I'm free.
You're
better off.
It's not my fault.
You're better off putting all your time and all your investment into a movie that you already know how it ends, and just keep watching it over and over again, knowing the ending.
Like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and your Star Wars
That's the right
movies.
idea the whole time. Tom does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an accident.
Why can't the world be more like me?
Mm-hmm.
He accidentally knows better, not on purpose.
Yeah, it was not a plan. Don't make no mistake.
All right.
Hey, listen. Oh, no one's going to yell trivia?
Trivia.
Oh, yeah, trivia.
Why isn't anyone to say trivia?
Oh,
Ba-ba-da-beep-ba-boop-ba-boo. We'll do this quick, so I can tell we're all sleepy.
all right, get right through it.
Falling down the stairs. Help me. Okay.
Why don't you just have the cards ready?
Yeah.
I do. I don't know why I put them away every
It's like
single
each time he's got a factory sealed set that he has to open up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should just lay it
Okay.
when you prepare your workstation before you log on. Set the card right there. Set it right there.
I guess so.
Just set
It's
it
right behind
Just
me.
set it right there.
What do you
Just
want?
set it right there, right next to the microphone. Set it.
I blame Jody. She moves it. All right, Caddyshack trivia. This is par 4.
Ooh.
Okay, true or false?
False.
Danny is never seen with a cigarette in his mouth.
True.
True.
I think that is true. What?
No.
It says false.
Don't even.
Where the
Baloney.
Where does he have a cigarette in his
That
mouth?
is bullshit right there. I'm calling
I'm racking
bullshit.
my brain.
I'm calling bull. Wait a minute. Is he at any point post-coital anything else?
No.
I don't think
No,
so.
it doesn't right away in my mind's eye. I can just tell it's not.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
Danny is never seen with a cigarette in his
Perhaps
mouth.
the only distasteful vice that he doesn't have.
Yeah. I need an explanation. We got to look this up later.
Well,
That's weird.
Just tells you all you need to
Okay.
know about the trivia, right there.
I know, really.
I wish.
Okay, who says, I've often thought of becoming a golf
Mitchell.
club?
Lyle. Mitchell, Motormouth Mitchell.
Yes. The answer here is Motormouth, but yes. Who gets a bloody nose during the first showdown between Tony and Danny?
Oh, I like this
Angie,
question. Very easy question, but very answerable. And I like
Danny.
that for most fans, they're going to get the wrong idea because they're going to think it's somebody that was in the fight.
It's Angie D'Annunzio.
Angie D'Annunzio.
That's correct.
Don't be a thief.
No fighting. No big feet. Okay. Continuity error.
None.
When Lacey first walks toward the links, she is holding something that later changes into a glove. What is the original object?
Oh.
This is fascinating.
Wow.
I know what this is, and I never thought about it.
Stunning. You know what it is?
Tennis
I
racket.
do. I just checked to make sure I was right, and I was. Do you want to hear the options?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
A visor,
Yes.
a golf club,
Visor.
a tennis racket,
Tennis racket, I mean.
a riding crop.
I said it was a tennis racket. Tennis racket or
You did?
a visor or a
with that,
tennis
yeah.
racket.
You're both going with that?
Tennis visor.
That is correct.
Tennis
How did we not
racket.
comment on that
I don't
at
know.
the time?
Let's go back.
Wow. Yeah, we got to start over. Oh, it's going to take forever.
Start over.
Nah.
No.
Oh, no.
That was trivia.
That was trivia.
Bang.
Right, I'm extraordinarily
All right.
tired now.
I know.
Now we're just getting into the
We're all
good
beat.
stuff. All right. Well, a bunch of fucking stuff happens. At the end of this minute, I think it bears mentioning that the greatest scene of all time is about to begin.
Yeah, the
Yeah, we're
nose
getting
picking scene.
Teed up, if you will.
Yeah.
We are getting ready. We are in the starting
No.
blocks for a solid gold scene. So people stay tuned.
We don't actually see people observing him, do we? We just see Spaulding.
You just see Spaulding, but it is from that camera view
It is.
where
Yeah, you're right.
it's got that
branches around
voyeuristic
you.
quality to it.
Yeah.
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 Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, you're going to have to come back next time to find out what happens with Spaulding and his nose and who's watching him from our vantage point. Just gonna have to come back and find out.
We'll see you at the
Jesus.
turnaround.
Was that the
See you at the
turnaround?
Turnaround. Blues enough.
I didn't bring the correctly calibrated harmonica. I'm sorry.
All right,
Can't
this
join
kid's
in
gotta
this
go to
time.
bed. You're tired.
All right, Mike's going to bed. You're all going to bed.
All right.
I'm going to bed.
Come on,
So's
let's
Dan.
get out of here.
Thank you all for joining
do
us.
it.
We'll see you next
Yeah.
time for minute 5?
Yeah.
Here on Caddyshack Minute.
Hey, you scratched my ankle!